Good day, everyone. Happy Memorial Day. Welcome back to the DocTalk live Q&A show. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe, your host, and I'm here to answer all your questions to the best of my ability. Okay? And I do say the best of my ability because I will tell you something, that every day I learn more about health and what health really is. And you know what? Health is something that for learning wise is unlimited because our potential is unlimited. And when we can actually show people that they have unlimited potential, that's when they heal. You will never heal until you realize that your healing capability is unlimited potential. So here's the deal. Do you think that you should be going to a practitioner, okay, that has limited your potential to heal? Do you think that you should go to a practitioner that says, it's all up to you, I'm here to guide you, I'm here to support you, as you grow, we grow together, that's the most important thing. You know, if you go to a practitioner that's just going to sell you supplements or just give you a prescription, then that's not a practitioner. That's not a true doctor, because doctor means teaching, a teacher, right? So doctor means a teacher. So I learned that a long time ago. I'll tell you something. I had a clinic, and it was called the Wolfe Clinic, and it was in the top 100,000 of all the websites in the world. And honestly, it was. And that was now 20 years ago. And then I just walked away from that clinic. I walked away from it because it was like I had 260 products that I sold. Oh, yeah, we were doing great. But the reality is I knew there was something missing. And you know what that was? Me. I wasn't growing. Okay? You know, I wasn't growing. So the only way I could grow is to let that thing go and then not be in health for a few years and try to figure out my own well-being. But what? The invisible part of me, the subconscious part of me. I had to rewrite the story, and I had to really, truly find my authentic self, or I couldn't be authentic. Now, I'm not saying that practitioners are not authentic. They're as authentic as they can be. But the realization is that I don't even know how you're doing it. I don't know how you're keeping your family alive. I don't know how you're keeping yourself alive. I've been in the health business now for, 42 years. And I'll tell you something right now. If I was who I was and I didn't get into the health business, my God, I'd be a wreck. Okay, I'd be a wreck, or I wouldn't even be alive. Or I'd wish I wasn't alive. Okay? So understand something. Having compassion for people is really important because the game is rigged. Okay? The game is rigged. Okay? It's a very small club that actually run the whole world of the economy and the world of health. And that small club, they beat us over the head with it every day. Well, like, that's not obvious. How does it feel to be locked up for 2 months? You know, and again, I'm going to keep talking about this, and I hope I'm not coming across as harping on it. But the reality is that I only believe in probably less than 10% of what they even talk about. The other 90% is all for their bidding. And you'll see that. I mean, you know, can't wait until they call the second COVID around flu season, you know, because they need to keep their rates high. So, you know, it really has been the greatest manipulation in history to ever happen. And you know what? And you have to understand something. I would rather be happy than right. So even if everybody thinks I'm wrong, that's fine. I got it. Let's choose to believe whatever we believe. But the reality is throughout the COVID, my life hardly changed at all. I didn't have any panic attacks. I didn't have any fear. I knew that only sick people get sick. You know, I knew that they changed the whole game plan, that we've been down this road many times before, and they changed the whole game. And the game was to suit them. And if you don't believe that, you will. I give you like 6 months to a year, and you'll find out that because we didn't stick together, and because we were locked up, and you know what? This whole thing, we're in this together, but let's stay apart. Are you like, you're kidding me, right? So, no, we are not in this together. I am not playing this game. I am not doing this game. That's not happening, never will happen. So that's that. So I need to ask you a question, though. So who should be in charge of your health? I mean, that's really what it comes down to, right? I mean, wasn't this thing about health? Wasn't this truly about health? So who should be in charge of your health? So let's take a look at things. Well, on every corner we have a corner store, which has more cancer-causing chemicals than anywhere else. Throughout COVID, they didn't close any of the vaping shops here. They didn't close any of the liquor stores. They didn't hardly limit the times that they were open either. Okay? So, if it's true that sick people are the ones that get sick, then what are we really doing to get people well? Okay, so who do you go to for health? I'm not telling you to come to me for health. You can watch my show. You never have to call me. You never have to buy any of my products. You don't have to come to any of my trainings. You don't have to bring your family. You don't have to do anything. And you know what? If you go into my library and you take my master class, or just send me an email at quickstart@docofdetox.com, I'm going to give you more information than any other practitioner, I think, in North America, maybe in the world, for free. So the reality is what I'm trying to say is who should be in charge of your health? Not me. You. Until you take massive personal action. And because people do not take massive personal action, they don't know how to stay connected to their breath. They can't hold the line. They freak out. And when you freak out, you're like a deer with headlights, right? It's like, and if you're going to do that, well, only 95% of the population has done that. Now they all get to go out and play for a while, and then we're all going to have to be skirted off back into our houses as soon as they decide to have the second wave. So the reality is who you listen to is going to decide your life on an emotional and physical level. So, do you believe that the medical system has a good handle on this? Do you believe that the medical system actually is in the business of health? Do you? You believe they're in the business of health? Okay. I think that nature's in the business of health. I think the farmer is in the business of health. I think even the plumber is in more business of health than the medical system is in the business of health. What do they mainly sell? What do they mainly do? I'm not going to say. I want to leave that up to you. Why don't you discuss that between you and whoever you're with watching the show right now? So, I don't believe that the medical system should be in charge of our health. And if you do, then you should itemize what it is they do and ask yourself, is that what you're lacking in your life? Do you think that the dental system is in health? No, they're not in health. They're still putting mercury in people's mouths. They're still putting fluoride, okay? They're still doing root canals, which we know that 50% of the women with breast cancer, 50% of 50% of women that get root canals, if they have, it causes 50% of the breast cancer. That's what I want to say. So you got a root canal, you'll find out that your breast cancer is on the same side. So are they into health? You know what? We just want to keep on putting our head in the sand. I mean, who's in health? I want to know who's truly in the health game, in the love game, not the hate game. Don't tell me that somebody's in the health game if it isn't dipped in love, total love. Don't tell me that, because it's not true. But don't you think for 1 second that 95% of the population or more believes that the medical system is in the health game, the dental system's in the health game. And guess what? You actually think that your government can make really healthy decisions. What happens in the government? Lobbying. Okay, so they're continually lobbying. For what? Well, who's lobbying there? The farmer? The plumber? Okay? Mother Nature's lobbying? No. Everything that wants to control us is lobbying the government, and they're winning. So you're going to tell me that food corporations are in charge of your health. Well, if you believe that food corporations are in charge of your health, no wonder that 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease. Oh, big pharma's in charge of your health. Right. Yeah. You lack drugs. You lack numbing yourself out. You lack telling your body to shut up your most important GPS, which is pain. Pain is your friend. It's not your enemy. You make pain your enemy, and this is why we're in this mess. So, just because somebody's high up in government or somebody's got billions of dollars, are they in charge of your health? Do they know what to do? I mean, there's a multi-billionaire right now that's in charge of the health of the whole world. And does he know anything about health? Does he even care about health? I'll leave that with you. So what I want you to do is I want you to say to yourself, who have I put in charge of my health? What corporations, what systems? Who do I listen to? Are you listening to somebody with your best interest at heart? And understand something, until you decide to create the perfect day for yourself, from the minute you wake up and you take that first breath when your eyes aren't even open yet, until you gently lay your head down on a pillow, if you're not the master of your mind, then you're not the master of your body, then somebody else has mastered your mind, and they're taking a piece of you. Slowly but surely. You know, we always knew the world was corrupt, but the problem is that the majority are really corrupt, because the majority, they don't stop buying GMOs. They don't stop buying Roundup. You know, they don't stop getting mercury put in their mouth, right? They don't stop doing vaccinations that don't work or injure people. You know, just like we always use different words, like instead of saying shell shock is what somebody has when they go to war, now we call it PTSD. Why don't we call it what it is? Shell shock. You know, we use different words to soften everything. We're always being played, right? We're always being marketed to. We're always being sold. You know, we really need to really take a look. If this isn't been a time in your life that said, wake the heck up, and especially you men, you know, years ago, many years ago, men would go out and they would do the hunt, bring the food home. They would protect the home. Now the wife does most of the shopping, not all the time, so I'm not trying to be, you know, one-sided here. But really, what's a man's job? A man's job is to protect his wife and his children, not what's on the hockey game or the sports or anything like that. I think men have really fallen asleep at the job, you know, but they haven't fallen asleep at the job because the most important thing to men is making money. But, you know, when you worry that you're not going to make enough money, you'll never make enough money. When you understand that you have unlimited potential as a human being. I can remember that when I had my first clinic, I would worry about money, and meanwhile, I just brought in maybe $15,000 that day. So everything is a program in our mind until we create this landmine. Now I never think about money, and I think about how I can create like shows and get out information, create the library, get people to work on and help me make master classes so that we can teach people about how to live, really truly live, and how to really truly love themselves first and foremost. Because you can't give what you're not. If you don't love yourself truly 100%, then you know what? Then you're a danger to people. You're a danger to your children. You know, I tell people, what would you like for your child? Would you like your child to love themselves 50%, 20%, 30%? What would you like? Oh, no, I'd like my child to love themselves 100%. Then why can't you do it for yourself? You can't give what you're not. And our children act like us, right? They mimic everything that we do. So the reality is there's only love and there's only hate, okay? There's health and then there's sickness. And both hate and sickness are on the one side, and love and health are on the other, okay? All right? You know, when you really truly care for your body and you care for the invisible and the physical you. So we'll get started here with the questions today. So if you've got questions, you can send them in on Facebook or you can send them in on YouTube. But I just wanted to give everybody something to think about. So start sending your questions if you have any. And just so you know, we have a sale on for Memorial Day sale. I'll make it quick, everyone. It's on from the 25th to the 27th. Our Tesla glasses, which are these, they're the only real glasses that actually change blue light into healing light. And they're 10% off, belly button, which is an amazing kit. Take a look at DIY, do-it-yourself video. You'll see it releases 50% of your dopamine and 70% of your serotonin when you actually push the button, which is the belly button. We also have 20% off our protectors. That's our protectors, okay? Same thing I'm wearing right here. It will protect you 6 feet up from your head, 6 feet from down from your feet, 6 feet all around, and against 5G, Wi-Fi. And these are that's called the Bodyguard, sorry. These are called Bodyguards, and these are called protectors. These will do a whole home. Now, I don't have them in yet. We just finished the testing, everyone. So those of you who have already bought a protector or you have a Bodyguard, just know this. We're coming out with a 2-pounder. It's three times the size of the protector. And so it's this big, and it will actually do, ready for this? It'll do 50 acres. So it'll actually do a huge school. It'll do a church. And they're just beautiful. I wish I had a picture here for you, but I will the next time we do a Q&A, which will be next week. I'll show you a picture of them, or I'll have them here. And we have one that's called the Guardian, and it will do 50 acres. So it'll more than do anybody's private garden, okay? So it'll do up to 50 acres, and then we have the Defender, which will do up to 50 acres, so it'll do even a big factory, all right? So protect you against EMF, Wi-Fi, things of that nature. Also, I'll make it quick, 25% off our Curcumin Cayenne products, daily cleansing tea, Smart Guard for your phone. It's a little thing you put on the back of your phone. And also our stainless steel structure water units, okay? All right? So this here is you just pour the water through here. And this one you can actually, the shower head. And then you just put your shower head on the end, and that's a structure unit. And these are actually gold plated. So the vibration of the water comes out really high. We're limited on these, okay? And we also have our Wi-Fi's on sale as well, 30% off, all right? And that's a Wi-Fi, all right? And again, that's for 5G, and you can take a look on our website. So in 7 weeks from now, I'm doing another 6-day advanced water fast challenge. So if you haven't ever checked that out, go to my library, click on the 6-day advanced water fasting guide, and then watch the videos in there. You'll see the first video is 2 hours long, where I lay out the rules and regulations of it and guidelines. And then under it, I have like five more days of just Q&As that I answered for everyone. And we're going to repeat the same thing in 7 weeks. So understand, we've got all kinds of people all around the world right now on the 6-day advanced water fast, because guess what? We got to get courage. How do we get courage? Well, you got to keep repeating things, and you got to read over things, and you got to do things, because your subconscious is only going to let you do what you've done always. It doesn't want you to do anything new. That's what it does. It stops us from doing everything. Haven't you heard of this before? I hate change. I hate change. Well, you better like change, because this world's changing awful fast, okay? So, but check out the fasting, because it's one of the most powerful tools for creating stem cells. Also autophagy, eating up fat cells, getting rid of cancer cells, cleaning up your blood, helping to reverse things like Alzheimer's, dementia, and every other inflammatory problem you could even think of. All right? Okay, remember something. The power to heal is inside all of us. You just got to know the keys to release it. Okay? All right, so send in your live questions from Facebook, YouTube, or on Intercom. And we're going to be doing personal treatment and trainings now because everybody's allowed to come and play again. So we just had 2 families just come in today, and they're going to be here for the week. And they're here for personal treatment and training, and then we keep booking every week. So people usually come here for about 7 to 10 days. They either just come for treatment or they come in for personal treatment and training. You can check that out in my library. Upcoming courses, September 18th to the 25th. Okay. I'll be in Tampa, Florida, and I'll be at the Omni Resort 5-star hotel, and I'll be there for 8 days teaching the whole life certification course. You can check that out at itioh.com. October the 17th to November 6th, I'll be doing a combined certification course here in Kelowna. November 28th to December the 18th, I'm in Palm Springs, California at the Omni Resort for the whole combination of whole life coach certification and the Wolfe non-surgical deep tissue. And then again, we're in February, we're in Ixtapa at the Ixtapa Palace in Ixtapa. So you might want to come and check us out there, okay? All right, so let's begin the show. All right, so the first question is on YouTube. Is it normal for your mouth to still feel dry when you are drinking 4 quarts of water a day during the fast? Believe it or not, yes. Now, there's 2 reasons. So you're going to feel dry because you're detoxifying so quickly. And toxins can cause a dryness. They can cause a burning. Why do you think we get wrinkled? Why do you think we get stiff? Why do you think we have swelling? Why do you think we have inflammation? Okay? Why do you think we have more pain that we can't control? And that's all about toxins in the body. So when you start, if your body can't get rid of toxins, it will store it in fat cells. That's why we make fat. We make fat cells to store inflammation and to store toxins. Wow, how many fat cells do you have? Oh, I've got 30 pounds. That's a lot of toxins. That's 30 pounds of toxins. Now, what else? So toxins also get stored in the scar tissue. When you fast, you'll also start, scar tissues like beef jerky. But when you fast, it'll start softening up because your circulation gets more, because all the energy that you are using for digesting is now going towards healing your body. So as that scar tissue starts to soften up, gets more circulation, toxins are going to come out of it. So what stores worse toxins than fat cells? Scar tissue. What stores worse toxins than scar tissue? Scar tissue being, you know, my shoulder stiff. I can't move it up. I've got a stiff hip. I got stiff knees. I got a stiff ankle. Okay, I've got locked jaw. My neck is stiff. You get the idea. Okay, I can't bend over. I don't have the flexibility. That's scar tissue. And we get that because of inflammation. So what happens is you got fat cells that store toxins. Worse toxins are stored in scar tissue. Worse toxins than the scar tissue are in fibroids. Worse toxins than in fibroids are in tumors. Okay, all right. So all of these things store toxins. So the more toxic we become, the longer we become toxic, the worse things get. Fat, scar tissue, fibroids, and tumors. Okay? Now, if you're not drinking structured water when you're on a fast, then you're not going to hydrate. You're not going to hydrate as fast. Structured water has no surface tension. All other waters have surface tension. Structured water is nature's water. That's what waterfalls is, that fast-moving rivers, rain. All of these things are structured water. Well, look at, we got Bill Gates and a whole bunch of other people, you know, trying to block out the sun, and they're also using chemtrails. They're also spraying That's why you see all these chemtrails. So think about all those toxins that are coming down. So we've got this chemical acid rain. Isn't it kind of funny, though, when the water comes down, because our Creator knew that we were going to be that stupid to allow someone to do that? Okay, well, at least asleep on the job. How's that? Because they're getting away with it. Anyway, so now that's mixed with the rain. Then what happens is the atmosphere structures the water. That rainwater comes down, and because it was structured, it doesn't hurt any organisms. No birds, no bees, no flowers, no trees, and you do not get damaged, even though the chemicals are still in the water because it's structured. Now, you can believe this or not believe this, but I showed you the stainless steel structure unit, and this is another structure unit, and I will go traveling all over the world, teaching all over the world, and I will take this Doc of Detox structure water unit, and I'll put it under any tap anywhere, and the water will come through, and as long as the water's not yellow or brown or anything, I'll drink the water. I'll drink that water before I'll buy bottled water. Thank you very much. I'm not going to buy bottled water. It's carcinogenic. Then you're going to go, yeah, but that water was purified. Well, no, not really. It was probably carbon filtered, or even if it was reverse osmosis, you can't. That doesn't hydrate into the cells. Distilled doesn't hydrate into the cells, right? And carbon, it doesn't hydrate very well in the cells, but structured will. And when the water goes through here, I'm protected, because it's all about frequency. If we understood science, true science, okay, then we would understand that structured water protects you even if there's something in it that's harmful. But if you want to filter your water, you go ahead and do it. If you've got distilled water and you were drinking distilled water on a fast, or even throughout your life, or reverse osmosis, or bottled water, if you run it through the structure unit, now you're protected. Now you take away the surface tension, and the hydration goes up about 1,000%. That's why you can drink a whole quart of structured water and only one glass of another water, and you won't feel as full from the quart. Okay. Sarah, when transitioning from broth and celery juice, can we go to carrot juice? Also, when we start smoothies, can the plant protein be added? Thanks a million. Okay, first of all, now 1 second, I just got to, wow. Lots of questions coming in, everybody. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I love when we get questions, because I actually know there's somebody out there. Okay, so let me go through this. So Sarah's actually asking about fasting. Understand something. This whole fasting thing is not, it's not a craze, okay? It's not your latest diet, so understand that. Fasting's been around since the beginning of time, and it's been used with some of the greatest people to live on this planet, and they used it to heighten their awareness, to bring clarity, and to be clear. And that's, oh, everybody, guess what? So anyways, believe it or not, all I've had today is the water, structured water, and today I haven't even added the Ormus Minerals yet, but tonight I'm going to. And I'm going to do the Ormus Minerals ATP. I'm going to do the Fulvic. But today, all I did up until the show, and it's 3:30 now, is I only drank structured water with nothing in it. So this is day one for me. Last time I did a 6-day fast was 3 weeks ago. So I'm going to do a 6-day fast right now, or 5 to 6. It depends. We'll see. And then I'm going to do, in 3 weeks, I'm going to do another fast. Okay. And you might be going, why is he doing that? Well, because I really need to be clear about things. I'm working on 4 master classes right now. And this week alone, I'm doing 3 radio shows and 4 other shows, plus my own stuff. So if you want to be clear, if you want energy, see, people think that eating gives you energy. It really doesn't. I'm not telling you not to eat, okay? But just understand, everything you eat and drink leaves the body. Everything you eat and drink has left the body. The only thing that stays behind is the frequency, and it's the frequency that actually, so the invisible creates the physical. That's science, okay? So let's get back to Sarah. So Sarah, when you're coming off the 6-day fast, yeah, transitioning from broth and celery juice, yeah, then if you're on it for 6 days, you'll go 3 days with the celery juice and the broth, the veggie broth or bone broth. I'm a veggie broth guy, but do what you want. Then from there, you can go to the carrot juice right away. Also, when we start smoothies, can the plant protein be added? Absolutely, right away. You know, After the 3 days, you can get right back into plant protein smoothies. You can do like your smoothies. Everybody, she's talking about the smoothies that are in the Perfect Day Guide. If you go to my Perfect Day Guide in my library or send me an email at quickstart@docofdetox.com, I'll send you my 7 empowering steps. That's the first step, to go look at the Perfect Day diet. And if you don't see it, just go into your junk mail, okay? And there you go, Sarah. Tracy. Oh, no, wait. We'll go to these first. Tina. Can an 8-year-old child that has tested positive for Lymes take your Curcumin 5,000? Yeah, but at meals. And just do one, okay? And I would suggest maybe you do it at supper if it's the largest meal, and then do it halfway through the meal, okay? Because Curcumin Cayenne, it only has 8% Cayenne in it. So it doesn't cause a burning in, it does not enough. The Cayenne is used to trigger the curcumin. It actually, when you do the Curcumin Cayenne, the reason why we call it Curcumin Cayenne 5000 is because it makes it 50 times stronger, the curcumin. And understand, there's turmeric, everyone, and then there's curcumin. Now, turmeric has curcuminoids in it, but curcumin, it's a concentrate. It's like 95% curcuminoids, where the turmeric is like 5%. So that's why you have to eat so much turmeric to get the health benefits. So we have a concentrated curcumin, organic. We put in African cayenne, just 8% in, to trigger the curcumin so that it really becomes effective. So yeah, you could do one. But you know what's more important is, depending what the 8-year-old child, what's the situation? Is it inflammation? Is it constipation? What's the situation, I would ask. But the Curcumin Cayenne is something, it's amazing. It's probably one of the most powerful products to reduce inflammation, and people use it for, it is the main product used, believe it or not, in helping to support the body around the world. I didn't say here, but around the world, it's the most used product for cancer. There it is. It's one of the most least expensive and one of the most powerful. Read about on cayenne, read about curcumin, and then when we put them together, then it's that, you know, the deadly, not the deadly duo, but the healing duo. Okay, Elizabeth. Hi, Dr. Wolfe. If you are on a budget, what is the most important item to buy from you for your digestive? It's the daily cleansing tea. Let me tell you, the large intestine is the holy grail. I mean, I'm going to say it and say it and say it and say it. You know what? When you look at somebody, you say to them, okay, so what sticks out with your health? Well, most of the time it's their tummy. It's either sticking out, bloated, or it's hanging down, isn't it? And understand something. Your large intestine houses 85% of your immune system. Your bacteria, okay, will talk 9 times to your brain, where your brain only talks 1 time to the bacteria. So the bacteria are always talking, and your bacteria set your moods. So understand, bad foods create bad moods, but first they create bad bacteria that create the bad moods. So, you know, this is my personality. No, it's not. Okay? The reality is that, you know, you've got too many bad bacteria, and they give off what we call endotoxin, which makes everybody miserable, makes everybody feel crappy. So you've got to honor your large intestine and understand something. If you didn't get an upset stomach, if you didn't get gas, if you didn't get constipation, if you didn't get diarrhea, if you didn't get inflammation, you'd be dead already because you just keep eating poison. So understand something. Your large intestine is the holy grail. And even though your large intestine houses the main part of your immune system, you know, it's your sewage system, but becomes a cesspool with most people. And it's your garden. You know, just in your garden, you've got to have good bacteria in there, or you're not going to have a garden. Well, you better have good bacteria. 85% better be good bacteria in your large intestine, or you're not going to have your health. You can take this to the bank. The people that are getting COVID and are getting really sick or passing on, go do a stool check. And I guarantee you, it's not 85% good bacteria. It's 85% bad bacteria and 15% good bacteria. Yeah. So you know what? I just want to say something. Why in the heck are they scaring the living crap out of everybody? Why aren't they going, okay, we've done nothing to help you with your health. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set real guidelines, and we're going to talk about whole plant-based foods. We're going to talk about only going organic around the world and actually making sure that people actually get enough food, okay, instead of giving billions to the World Health Organization. And we're going to really start using the money to help people to grow gardens. And we're going to teach everyone how to grow a garden in their backyard, how to eat organically, and how to start loving and honoring, respecting that God-given body of yours. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. I must be on another planet. So the reality is that the systems that we actually use that to get us well, they're not doing it, are they? So yeah, daily cleansing tea is the one that I would definitely go with, because guess what? The daily cleansing tea, which I showed already, works on your colon, your lymph system, your kidneys, and your liver. And guess what? There's no laxatives, there's no stimulants. Start taking that and see what you think. And then let me know. Give me a call. Okay? Let me see here. What's a smart guard for your phone, and what does it protect? Well, a smart guard protects around 92 to 95% of 5G and EMF and Wi-Fi. You see this little white thing here? That's a Doc of Detox smart guard. If you want to go look at more information about it, go to EMF/light on Doc of Detox store, and you'll see the video that I did with Dr. Fisher on this, okay? And it's regarding the smart guard, and he's talking all about it. Dr. Fisher's, he's been around in business for 40 years. He's written 19 books, and he's the one that brought the smart guard to us, okay? All right. Next, oh yeah, and also just know this, everyone, I'll have Peter Webb on Wednesday. He's going to be talking about, remember when I talked about the crystals just now? About the Defender, the big Defender, the Protector, the Guardian, and the Bodyguards. He's going to be talking about the science behind that and how it protects, and that'll be on Wednesday at 3 o'clock, and then on Thursday we'll be doing a Q&A. So please, if you want to send your questions in today under this, or any questions that you have on 5G or on Wi-Fi, and all of his devices, not all of them, but all of his crystals, like the Guardian, will actually do the garden. And then you can ask him all kinds of quiz him on everything like that. And if you have a garden and you use that and you use the structure water, you will double to 2.5 times the size of your crop in your garden at home. I just said that. And you can buy one of these and put on your hose, your garden hose, and you got 90 days. And I guarantee you, within a few days, you will see your garden come to life like it's never come to life before. Okay? You watch how people start doing their own gardens now, right? Yeah, when they wake up and realize they can't trust. Okay? You know what? We just trust anyone, don't we? We got so busy trying to make money that we didn't do the research. You know, we got so fearful that there wasn't enough out there. When you have a belief of lack, you'll get yourself into trouble. Brooklyn, hi, Dr. Wolfe. Would it be possible to use an EMR meter close to these protective gadgets to see how they block and protect Wi-Fi radiation, 5G? Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, she's talking about the crystals. If she actually got a tester to test the Wi-Fi 5G, yeah, absolutely. Leon, hi, my mouth feels very dry and uncomfortable during a water fast. I drink plenty of structured water with Himalayan salt. Does the dry mouth mean I'm still dehydrated? No, it means that the toxins are coming out of you and making you feel like you're dehydrated. You know what? When you're fasting, okay, and you've got a white coating on your tongue, you know, when that white coating goes away, then the detox is over. So some people, they reported to me that by the fourth day they couldn't go any longer, but they had a coating, like a hairy coating on their tongue, and that's all the toxins. It's also fungus, it's candida, and it's heavy metals, and it's toxins. And when you no longer have a furry tongue and it's pink again, then that shows you're healthy. You're getting really healthy. So understand something. The first time that I ever went to do a fast, wow, I had such a migraine headache. Oh wow. A lot, and other people will do what they call the lemonade cleanse, where you use cayenne, lemon, and maple syrup. Well, I'll tell you something. I don't believe in it. It's too radical. You know what? I believe that the advanced water fast that we do using the ATP, the Ormus, the fulvic, and using the Himalayan salt, and then if you're up to it, doing the ultimate coffee enema is the ultimate. But I look forward to the fast. Okay, so this is day one, and I will tell you, I felt a little bit like a little woozy, but I think it was because of yesterday. I went to Earl's. I'll never eat at Earl's again. Okay, I always go to the Cactus Club. They have what's called the Rainforest Salad. It's amazing. And when I go out, and then I went to Earl's, and I never go to Earl's, and I just thought, okay, I'll just have a Caesar salad. It's safe enough. And you know what? You can't trust. You can trust yourself, but you can't trust. I know that there's MSG in their Caesar dressing, and I know they don't make it with real products. It just took me down, tore me apart. I decided to do this fast Friday, that I was going to go on it today, so I wasn't going to stop with it. But I had a really restless night. MSG and me, we don't get along very well. Okay, nobody does with that. So understand something. Don't let the dry mouth bother you when you're doing structured water, because structured water detoxifies better than anything, hydrates better than anything. So if you've got a dry mouth, that's just heavy metals, chemicals, pesticides, herbicides coming out of you. I swear to God. Well, this is why we fast. Nothing works like it. You can spend tens of thousands of dollars, even more, and go to a health clinic and do all kinds of things, but fasting, nothing's going to beat it. And advanced water fasting is way beyond water fasting, and advanced water fasting is way beyond a juice fast. Okay. Ryan, hi, Dr. Wolfe. What should you eat, avoid after you're getting your gallbladder out? Well, first of all, it's a shame that you have to get your gallbladder out, because now you're not going to digest fats. And so if you eat greasy foods, deep fried foods, and if you don't clean up your diet, you're going to have a bowel disorder. Check with how many people who get their gallbladder cut out that don't end up getting a bowel disease or bowel cancer. Oh, I'm not kidding. So how should you eat? Well, you should take a look at the Perfect Day diet and get as close as that as possible. And I already said that's in the library, and it's called the Perfect Day Guide. And watch the Perfect Day video. But if you just even look at it, it goes from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's only 2 pages. Take a look there and just understand something. The closer that you get to a whole plant-based diet, here's the deal. Just know this. The majority of the population is never going to be healthy. I have no right to say that, do I? And who am I to say that? Well, for one thing, we can't get people to even buy into loving themselves. And guess what? Do you know how many people out there think it's so ridiculous to buy organic and eat organic? So they don't even think. They just don't even think at all. Because what we're saying is they think people are ridiculous to not eating poisonous food. So how do you even have a conversation with somebody about that? You can't. You can't have a regular, normal conversation with these people. So everybody's been programmed. So that's why you don't buy into my stuff and try to sell it to your family and friends, because you're going to get beat over the head. Because you're not going to be talking to their heart, their spirit, their soul. You're talking to the programming. See, I have nothing to do with the media. I have nothing to do with TV, okay? And I have nothing to do with people who have anything to do with this stuff. I never watch the news, okay? I never do any of this stuff, so I can't get contaminated. You've got to say to yourself, where do I get my information from? then you're going to understand where you get your inflammation from, where you get your infection from, where you get your dis-ease from, because you're not at ease because the information is corrupt. Are we allowed to come from the USA yet? Yes, you are, to visit. Yeah. Yeah, we were actually booked. We were booked right into Christmas. And with all of this, we've got openings now. So we've got people coming for personal treatment and training and treatments. And we booked we booked about maybe 6 last week. So everybody's coming back into the groove. And then I've got Sage and another one of my master trainers. Sage is supposed to be going to Taiwan to actually teach a certification over there to certify a clinic. And also we're supposed to go to South America and do that. So, now we're back at it. We're certifying clinics in Wolfe Non-Surgical. And we're going around, and we have a huge community that we're going to be teaching 12 people in this huge community how to do the Wolfe Non-Surgical because what? Because they take massive personal action and they want to heal their own people, right? Okay. When children are using an iPad, should they have a protective screen of some kind? No, for phones, we need radiation. Protection, thank you. Are you having trouble? Is it on? Okay. All right. So here's the real shame, okay? This is the real shame. Is that children should, okay, now I know this is going to be really ridiculous, so I get it. But children shouldn't have iPads, okay? Children shouldn't have phones, okay? Children shouldn't have gaming toys. Oh, what are you kidding? What's wrong with you, Dr. Wolfe? Oh, well, I don't know. I just helped a mother out because her son was only 11 years old, and he has burning in his lungs, and he couldn't catch his breath. Meanwhile, nobody in the family was getting this. First thing I said to him was, what does he do? Well, during COVID, he's in his room and he's playing with his game. And I go, well, tell me how he's playing with his game. And she goes, oh, I don't know. So she goes and asks him, how do you play with your game? So he holds his game just like this, right? The controller. And guess what? He was actually radiating his lungs and his sternum. So understand this. When I was younger, we used to go outside and play, and we had to use our imagination. Now we have artificial intelligence. They do all our imagining, and we don't imagine and do anything. So this is, whether you want to believe this or not, this whole COVID thing, yes, it exists, and so did every other flu and every other virus that ever did. But actually, think about how much more addicted your kids are to blue light therapy, being TV, phones, iPads, and games after COVID. And understand this. How about all the smart things that are coming out? And did you ever see in your life in the last 20 years all these artificial intelligence devices coming? Like even when you scan your food and everything? I'm telling you right now, in 50 years, we will be slaves to artificial intelligence. So that's that. And nobody really cares, do they? Nope. Can't give up the toys, and we're addicted to it. And you know what? That's the whole thing. You know what? We are blue light depressed, and we work on blue light because we keep on trying to get that dopamine rush, right? The same thing with Facebook, right? Oh, somebody like me, doesn't like me. I mean, we are so addicted. Yeah, it's, I don't know what to say. I don't know if there's any answers. But yeah, you would want to put like if nothing else, you'd want to put a smart guard on the iPad, and you're going to protect the child. You want to put a smart guard on any smart devices, and if you can afford it, you get a protector for every child in your house. I just had a mother about 3 weeks ago. Her baby, okay, they live in a condo, and their baby was restless and crying, and they were feeding it properly, looking after the baby. The baby's 3 years old. And I said, look, get a Bodyguard and put it around the baby's ankle, because she doesn't want to put it around her neck. You don't want to do that, be scared. So put that around the baby's ankle. So she did that. And on 4 corners of the crib, they put actually a smart guard, okay, which is on the phone here. And the baby, that was it. That's it. So there you go. The problem was is they live in this high-rise condo, and I said, go check your phone. She checked her phone. She had 18 different Wi-Fis on the phone. So even if they turn off their own Wi-Fi, they got 18 bombarding. And the baby could not rest enough to go into a REM sleep. Okay. Vern, getting some vitiligo on my hands. What do you recommend? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's a bowel problem. And I know it's like this. Oh my God, does this guy even know anything else? Everything's a bowel problem to him. Well, your skin actually mirrors your bowel. So let's take a look at your history and see what chemicals, what drugs, antibiotics came in, what kind of heavy duty stress you went under. Was there trauma? Because all of these things, you know how you say, I'm sick to my stomach is in knots. So if we were actually to learn how to connect to our breath and breathe, right? And when something happens, no matter what it is, we don't trauma anymore. We just take 3 breaths and go, okay, can I take personal action, or do I need to mind my own business? Because you all, me too, all of us, we have been programmed to be triggered by the government, which works for the corporations, right? And they trigger us because, understand, we're just their toys to play with. You know, what does ANT stand for? ANT. Allowing negative thoughts. And we're just ants under their feet. That's all they are. They don't care. Oh, yeah, like they really care for you. Like, oh, yeah, they think about you in a loving way, that you're a human being, and they just want to help you. You want to tell me that that's what's going on? Are we like crazy? We're crazy, right? Okay. That we have to take back our life. You know, there's billions of us, and we can just say, no, I'm not doing this. Wouldn't it be something if we didn't keep on having impulse buying and buying through our addictions? The world would change just like that. If nobody's purchasing things that are toxic or things that are harmful, our world changes today. Okay. Brian, I'm a little confused on structured water. If rain is structured, how does it become unstructured? Understanding it is polar molecule with a natural positive and negative side. Just confused on physics of how it becomes unstructured. Sunlight. Sunlight unstructures it. Okay? If you get a pool and you put structured water in, or you've got a structured water pool and it's not structuring all the time, you've got to put more structured water, you have to put like a bucket of structured water back in the pool every day, because the sunlight will destructure the water. That's why. And do I understand the science? I'm not going to tell you I do. Okay? Dr. Gerald Pollack out of Washington State University, he understands the science, and a lot of other people do. Okay? A lot of other people a lot smarter than me. Okay. Also, depending on how far structured water has to travel, it can destructure itself as well. And if there's electricity, it can be destructured as well. That's why you can't use a Kangen water unit to create structured water. A Kangen water unit is an electron water, alkaline water, but it's not structured. You still have to structure it. And I'm not saying it's a good water, but at the same point, Kangen water is like terribly overpriced. Mike, hey, Dr. Wolfe, what would be ideal for my wife who's pregnant, eat to also feed our unborn? Take a look at the Perfect Day Guide, And understand something, Mike, just so you know, in 2 months, we're coming out with the, we call it the Perfect Pain-Free Pregnancy. And what we're actually doing is we're actually, in this guide, we're actually going to show how a couple comes together emotionally and physically to learn how to love themselves so that they can love each other properly, and what to eat a year before you go in, before you have a baby, and then how to feed the baby until the baby, okay, is walking, talking, and eating. So we're putting all that together, and we have what we call the Perfect Pain-Free Pregnancy, where we actually teach this husband how to do Wolfe non-surgical so that the wife can deliver in a half an hour. I'm not kidding, because it's all about scar tissue, inflammation, crystallization, and it's all about constriction and contraction. And what if you're in control of that? Through diet, through your mind, and through your diet, and through exercise, which our exercise is like the pelvic enhancer, the pelvic activation squat. Anyone who's pregnant or going to get pregnant needs to be practicing this, and the belly button therapy. But take a look at the Perfect Day diet, okay? And that's going to be a really good start. And understand this, everyone. Take a look at getting a Perfect Day consultation with one of my master consultants. It's $125. $25 goes towards product if you want to get product, okay? And then guess what? You've got lifetime support here. And you can say, yeah, but Dr. Wolfe, we can call you anyway. You said that. Yeah, well, you can. But piecemealing, it's going to take forever. If you want us to create the Perfect Day strategy from the minute you wake up until you go to bed, that's what we're going to do. We're going to tape it, send the audio to you if you want an audio, and you're going to be able to call us as often as you want. Now, hear what I said. You can call us 2 or 3 times a day, or even 5 times, 6 times a day. And remember, every question that you do is going to get closer to the authentic you. Nobody's going to get pissed off at you here. I need you to get this. We've been programmed not to call, and you know what? The bigger the practitioner, the more important he is, the less important you are. That is not true. We're here to serve you. We work for you. Okay? Your government works for you, supposedly. The medical system works for you. Everybody is supposed to be working for you. So I need you to act like it. I want you to call up because we work for you. And guess what? You need to honor and respect yourself, and we'll do the same thing. Okay? Pat, are we allowed to come? Oh, wait, I already answered that. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Everything that your wife eats, your baby's eating, and even breastfeeding. Somebody called me about that today. So understand something. Whatever the mother takes in, the baby is getting in the breast milk. All right? Okay? But I would suggest, Mike, that you call and get a Perfect Day consult for your wife. That'd be a really nice Mother's Day gift. I know Mother's Day just passed, though. Mariola. So when our body is healing during a fast, does our body get rid of toxins from our fat first, then address the toxins in scar tissue, second, fibroids, third, and tumors? Wow. That was the smartest thing anybody said today. You just hit it right on the head. Yeah, you got it. Well, first the water goes. When you're fasting, it's first the water. Because you have to understand something. Take a look at the person beside you, or take a look at your friends or your family. Everybody with their puffballs, right? They all got, everybody's lost their jawbones and cheekbones. You know, the puffball here, right? So as soon as you start fasting, your body says, wow, we don't need this water, this extra water, so we can get rid of it. So you lose 10 to 20 pounds sometimes in 1 week in diets. But guess what? It's all going to come back because it's just inflammation. So as soon as the inflammation drops, it's like, hey, tell the fire department to go home. So you don't need the water. So guess what? People will be on a diet, even like the Perfect Day, and Perfect Day diet. We'll get back to the fasting, though. They'll go on the Perfect Day diet, and they'll lose like 5 pounds. And then the next week, they might gain 2 pounds. Well, because then they get upset. Oh, my God, oh, my God. And I go, hey, just relax. Relax. It's okay. That 5 pounds or that 10 pounds was just water. Okay? So now your body's readjusting. It's all going to work out. It's going to be beautiful. Listen, healthy people don't need to lose weight. They don't need to gain weight. They are the right weight. Okay? All right? They are the right weight. So with fasting, with fasting, the first thing that's going to happen, we lose the water because we don't need it for the inflammation. Then what happens in fasting, because we're going to burn calories, we're going to go into autophagy. So we're going to start breaking up the fat cells, because fat cells, okay, let's look at it this way. Fat is not as thick as muscle, and muscle is not as thick as scar tissue. Scar tissue, you could add a muscle that was an inch thick, like the muscle tissue, and it's only a 1/4 inch thick because it's the same 1 inch. It's dehydrated because it was so inflamed. Now that will actually come back. People go, well, when you go in and do the Wolfe non-surgical and you're loosening up all the scar tissue in my hip or my breast or my spine or knee or wherever in my abdomen, where's the scar tissue go? It doesn't go anywhere. Where your scar tissue is like beef jerky dehydrated. What we do is this. Your regular tissue, let's say the fiber's like this. The blood and the lymph and the energy flows through the fibers, right? In between them. But then you eat glicky, sticky foods, and you're stressed out. When you're stressed out, you contract, and you get the lactic and uric acid from dumping the adrenaline and cortisol. So now you're a glicky, sticky person, and you're feeling stiff, right? The last time you got really stressed out, you were stiff, weren't you? Oh my God, I'm so stiff. Yeah, well, that teaches you not to do the lion heart breathing and go 3, 2, 1, I got this, and just chill out. So that's where it all comes from. But what happens is first you get tense. Oop, there, tense. Then it gets sticky, glicky, doesn't come apart. You feel like you're losing some range of motion. You're not as elastic. And then what happens is it keeps happening, and you keep contracting until it just comes down like a knot. Ooh, I got a knot in my neck. I got a knot under my arm, okay? Or I've got a knot somewhere, scar tissue. So you see now, then you get the knot, and what do you get? Well, that's called a physical block, caused from an emotional block. So invisible goes to physical. Like I told you already, everything you eat and drink leaves the body, and it's just the frequency that creates the tissue health or sickness. All right? So what am I talking about? So when this all gets tight, okay, this is a physical block. So that means that now your energy can't flow. When your energy can't flow, and how much blood and lymph do you think gets in here? How much of the invisible part of you, the energy part, the grid, the field, call it what you want, it exists. Call it your spirit. It can't travel through here. It even gets slowed down. Okay? So what happens is, like I said, first the water goes, then the fat goes, and then we're going to get more circulation, and we're actually going to bring up our temperature, right? Not like a fever, but we're going to bring up the temperature. We're going to increase the circulation, because microcirculation is the key to healing. Okay? So you can actually tell how long a person's going to live and what they're going to die from microcirculation. Not telomeres and not genetics. Genetics is BS. It's BS. It was proven in the Genome Project, where they spent hundreds of millions of dollars, and they wanted to prove that there are 150,000, okay, different genes in the body, and they only found 23,000. But did they want to tell you that? No. They hid that research, because the whole genetic thing, I inherited this. It's in my genes. It's BS, a dysfunctional belief system. All right? Okay. Where are we? Okay, so the more dense something is, the longer it takes to get rid of it. So I love this one. Don't you just love this one? I've got a tumor, but you're 30 pounds overweight. Are you kidding me? So what you got to do is got to lose the water, then you got to lose the fat, and then you got to lose the other scar tissue throughout the body that's creating blocks, because how are you going to lose the tumor? But what are we going to do? We're just going to focus on the tumor? Wow, big mistake. That's why we have such a low success record. That's why we have master trainers flying all over the world to teach families how to do this whole thing. The emotional, the nutritional, and how to do the Wolfe non-surgical, and how to do proper exercise, how to love themselves and love each other. That's what it's all about. Whether you come here or we go there, or whether you decide you want to take like a whole life coach certification course, you better become your own practitioner. How's it working that we're not? Isn't it great that we've made other people responsible for our healing? Okay. Joyce, hold up. Toxin can make you feel like you're burning. My face sometimes feels on fire. I'm using the detox tea. Well, Joyce, it's not just that. Okay. Whoa. It's not just from detoxifying. Your face will feel like it's burning when you actually are inflaming your brain from anxiety, stress, or you're running around and you forgot to put the fire out. The first thing that'll happen is when you're dehydrated, you dehydrate your brain and you inflame it. You know, you can take a look at anybody with any type of cancer or chronic disease, and you'll actually see, if we were to do an x-ray on the brain, we'd see scar tissue in let's say in the frontal lobe. Within that, you would be able to say, that person has this disease. Or if the person came in with this disease, you could then do the x-ray and you would find the scar tissue rate that matches the disease. Because everything becomes mental before it comes physical. And so you keep inflaming yourself because you have negative beliefs, negative thoughts, negative emotions. And if you keep running those programs, you're going to burn out that part of the brain. And then you're going to see it come as a physical problem. Okay. So yeah, when your face is getting flushed, that means you're getting acidic. Okay, and that means that your brain is burning. It means you need to go into the lion heart breathing and calm down. Go lay down for a few minutes, close your eyes, just relax. Okay, it's like the wiring in a house, and you plug in too many things, you're burning out the wiring. Now here's one for you. Now write this down. Within the next 2 to 3 years, cancer will not be the leading disease, either will heart disease. It'll be neurological diseases. And it's going to be neurological diseases because of the 5G. Now, the 5G will be the tipping scale, but the reality is the neurological disease is because you fried yourself out. You're addicted to dumping adrenaline. You know, there's so many people that say, I have adrenal fatigue. Well, no, you don't. You have self-terrorism. That's what you have. If you didn't terrorize yourself, you wouldn't be dumping your adrenals because there's your adrenals, and you wouldn't be dumping the cortisol and the histamine into your body because it's not like there's a lot of tigers around you. And if you actually took a look at it, you would see that 95 to 99% of all the times you get stressed out, the problem doesn't exist. You're making it up. Okay? Because anytime you truly have a problem in life, you're taking action. And when you're taking action, even though you dump the adrenaline into your body, you're gonna burn that off so it doesn't burn you up. So every time that you get freaked out and you just sit there, when you're watching TV and watching the news, you're dumping the adrenaline as if there's a tiger chasing you, but you're sitting there. So it's just gonna eat you away like acid. Try to picture acid being poured in your body, and it's just frying your tissues and your nervous system out. Neurological disease is going to outrank cancer and heart disease within 2 to 3 years. And we can thank COVID for tipping the scales and 5G. Thank you very much. So while they're strategizing your life, and you're not strategizing but freaking out. So if you were to come to my clinic and come to one of my meetings, every day we go, strategy. What are we going to do? We need a strategy. What's our strategy? What's our strategy for the end game? What's the end game? What's their end game? They've got a strategy. Do you have one? Okay. There's a lot of questions coming in. I'm just, this thing is bouncing all over the place. 1 second. Do not send me any more questions for a while until I catch up, okay, Tara? Because you're bouncing the questions all over. Bear with me, everyone. I'll catch it here in a second. Oh, yeah, so the burning face, yeah. The detox tea, you're taking the detox tea? Well, you know what would even be better? Do the daily cleansing tea, but also think about doing the ultimate coffee enema, okay? Because that is going to, your liver is the blood purifier, and believe it or not, everybody's liver by the time they're 30, it's a jammed up filter. So if you can embrace the ultimate coffee enema, take a look in my perfect day guide and get yourself an enema bucket. Don't tell anybody you're doing it. It can be your own secret, but wait until you start doing it. You've never felt so good. And guess what? The money it would take, you would have to spend tens of thousands of dollars to accomplish the same thing. So I'm trying to create protocols so you can either become an emergency 911 or you can decide that you're worth the time, you're worth the effort, and you're going to truly love yourself. That's the deal. That's what this is going to boil down to. And understand something. I will get people that will actually will text me and say, Dr. Wolfe, you're so intense. Well, no, I'm not. The reality is yes, I am, but I'm not. The reality is this. I've got 1 hour. There could be somebody new here to get my point across and change their life. If I change one person's life here today, okay, and they decide to go into my information, even if they never call me, and they go through my stuff, that's well worth it right there. So it's like this. Do I choose to try to make it, to do this, the stroking thing? I will try my best, but you know what? It's like a fine wire. I'm walking a tightrope here. I gotta talk to your subconscious and try to get in there somehow. It's not about your heart, not about your spirit. It's your subconscious that's ruling you. I'm a vegan and can't lose weight. Well, guess what? Being a vegan is not a really good deal. I was a vegan too many years ago, but you need to really, I focus on whole plant-based nutrition. Okay? Vegans aren't healthy. Vegetarians are not healthy. They got rice crackers. They've got fake cheese. They've got fake a lot of foods, you know, like let's take the, you know, that meat burger, the plant burger now that you can get at all these drive-thrus. That thing is so toxic. You know what? I would rather eat a free-range organic burger any day than that plant-based burger that is loaded with so much chemicals it will tear you apart. Don't you watch out for corporations. You know, this whole fad thing now of changing and, you know, replacing food. You know, like Costco has a bean burger that's really good. I like it. It's a bean burger, but that's as far as I'm going to go. You know, these whole plant-based burgers you buy in the restaurants, they're god-awful. Get yourself a free-range organic beef burger. Do yourself a favor, okay? And make sure that you take hydrochloric acid capsules. That's these here, okay? And you want to do, if you're a blood type A, you want to do at least 3. If you're not a blood type A and you're tired, you want to do 2 because you don't want the burger rotting, do you? Because when you eat meat and starch and protein together, that's why you feel that stone in your stomach. So take hydrochloric acid, and if you can fit in your budget, then take like 6 digestive enzymes, and then you'll go, wow, that burger tasted great. But you know, it wouldn't hurt if you chewed it too. So if you were to chew everything into a liquid, you wouldn't have to take any hydrochloric acid. But the reality is hardly anybody chews. We think we have a second set of dentures down in our stomach. So understand something. Take a look at the Perfect Day diet, and that's a whole plant-based diet. And then you might want to get a consultation. Go to my website and click on consultations, and you can pick from one of my master consultants and get a consultation. It's well worth it, $125. $25 can go towards product, like I said. You know what? If you don't feel it was worth it, we'll give you your money back. The reality is that we had to create this protocol because we'll have people calling us for 2 to 3 years still trying to get Band-Aid help, and they'll buy products from us, and then because they don't have, the products aren't like super duper, change one product's going to change your life. You know, if you don't know what you're doing from the minute you wake up until you go to bed, and at least if you have a template, it's a good place to start. Mariola, would you suggest oil pulling during a fast? No, I would not. I'll tell you why. You can do tongue scraping, where you can get this little plastic thing and scrape your tongue. Actually, so you might think this is crazy, but so I remember when I first started doing this, I just took and washed my Visa card and used my Visa card to do the tongue scraping. So, and I used to get a lot off, trust me. And but the more I fast, the more I honor myself, and the more I don't freak out, stress out, create the acidity. Because the more acidity you create, the more inflammation you create, the more mucus you create, because your body creates all this mucus to protect you from the inflammation from the fire you created, right? So don't miss fire here, okay, guys? All right? That was Mariola. She has a second question. What would cause tooth sensitivity during a water fast? I suspect the increase in ketone acids, minerals being drawn from the teeth. Minerals aren't being drawn from the teeth. So I want you to know that. That's, and what I would suggest you do is you could use Healthy Mouth essential oil, swish that around, and then spit it out. Okay. Even if and if you had to do the oil pulling, you could, but I think it could trigger your digestive tract. So what makes the tooth sensitivity? It's actually detoxification of the gums. And it's not teeth sensitivity, it's your gum sensitivity. And understand something. It's not gum disease, it's bum disease. So gum disease comes from bum disease. It's not something you ate yesterday. It's something you ate months and maybe a year ago. So believe it or not, if you clean up your colon and get your digestive tract running properly, and you're using like a Dr. Bonner's toothpaste, something healthy, okay, and you're doing that, then you shouldn't have gum disease. You're going to have gum disease because of bum disease. Your body talks to you. It's just the back door talking to the front door. Viviana, Dr. Wolfe, I care for my beautiful 85-year-old mom who suffers from chronic osteoporosis, arthritis, sinus, chronic burning, eye pain, headaches, gallstone, anxiety, holy crap, AF, HPB, digestive issues, severe bloating. She is getting worse and noticed her ganglion on her wrist is growing. Yeah, well, that's because the more acidity she has, which she's totally acidic, the more inflammation. And wherever she has a physical block, a scar tissue ganglion, it's only going to, a physical block. Okay, so a beaver dam in the river, where's the garbage going to collect? At the beaver dam. And then also if it's in her wrist, we know the circulation's less as you go out to the extremities. So yeah, it's only going to get bigger and bigger. Would it be safe for her to do some kind of fasting to detox? Sorry for a long message. I love my mom. Thank you so much. Well, I'll tell you honestly, if your mother is coherent, you should get a perfect day consultation with Robin or Karen. I'm telling you, you really should. And have your mother listen to it, because your mother probably doesn't listen to you. Maybe she does. Very rare. But have her listen to the consult live if possible. And if not, play the audio and let her choose what she wants. But the reality is you got to get the cork out. It's all about the large intestine first. Get her on the daily cleansing tea. Get her on the Tummy Love. Get her on the Tummy Love Black Gold fulvic acid, and see if you can look at the perfect day diet and get her on that. And also get her on the Curcumin Cayenne 5,000 at meals, and make sure she's drinking structured water and that she's doing about 3 quarts a day. She's not going to like it, because with all of these problems, we already know her bladder shrank, so she's going to complain about drinking water because she has to pee so often. But if you drink structured water it actually will hydrate out through the skin a lot easier. So then she'll get rid of a lot of the water through her skin. Also, if you would skin brush, if you could skin brush your mother every day, if you love her, skin brush her. This is a natural skin brush. Skin brush your mother every day. And if you want, you call me. And if you have an iPhone, get your mother on, and I'll talk to her for a couple minutes, and maybe she'll listen to the good doctor. But if you skin brush her, you'll get her circulation going, and she'll feel so much better. She'll have less pain. The skin is the largest detox organ, and I guarantee you her skin is like chicken skin, and it's got dead skin cells just piled all up on it, okay? But if you want to give me a call, my extension is number 5 tomorrow. I'll give you a couple of tips, but I would still pay the $125 and get a consult. Is she worth $125? I guarantee you we're going to make her feel better. And if it's coming from me and from my consultants, maybe she'll do some things. And I promise you we won't overburden her, but we'll do it step by step. And the better she feels, the more energy she has, the more she's going to want to live and really get going. Okay? All right. 85 years old, 95 years old, doesn't matter. As long as we can just get started, get the cork out. Okay? All right? When can I start drinking water after saltwater flush? You can drink water right after. You don't have to wait. Okay? It's just more water going in. And it'll even help the flush. There's no problem with that. Okay, Leon? Leon's next question. Where does the salt water go if the saltwater flush didn't work? Does your body retain that water and salt? Yeah, and guess what? If it retains it, it's because it needed it. So I'll tell you something right now. I try to do a level tablespoon of Himalayan salt every day. Now, doing a teaspoon of salt, like we say, with a quart of water, with 15 ounces of water, we say to do when you're doing the fast, a teaspoon of Himalayan salt with 15 ounces of water. Your body may absorb that because it needs it. And you may be just too constipated, it won't come out. It's not going to hurt you. You can drink more water. I'll do when I'm fasting. So when I'm fasting, this is my first day of the fast. Last night I did the daily cleansing tea. I did a big glass. So what I'll do tomorrow morning is I don't do 15 ounces. I do a tablespoon of Himalayan salt, and I do a quart of water, and it's warmer, and then I'll just go flush it out. Okay? So I'll do that for the next 5-6 days. Can cataracts be cleared without surgery? Yeah, but where's the dedication here? Okay, first of all, what is a cataract? Do you know what it is? This is the science part of a cataract. A cataract is where the brain actually creates the cataract on the eye because of too much inflammation and blue light poisoning. Now, you ready for this? Blue light, TV, telephone, computer, iPad, the lights in your houses, the lights in a dentist office, the lights in a airport. Okay, so that's where we get the blue light poisoning. And everywhere that you see any type of a smart device where you see light coming off it, that's blue light as well. Now, blue light is highly toxic. But meanwhile, did they decide to invent everything with it instead of, they could have invented, all lights could have been invented with what? Pure light. Pure light, not blue light. They could have invented it with that, but are they going to? No, because they can't make money off of healthy people. You got to get this, guys. You really think that the systems out there want you healthy. Oh, and they're struggling so hard to figure it out. Okay? Look at the mess we're in right now. And look at the garbage that's coming at us. And there's no sheriff in town, is there? No sheriff. There's no government person stepping in. Okay? I mean, you know what? You give me a president anywhere that stepped in, okay? And I'll give you a president that got shot. Okay. All right. So not just the blue light, 5G. So now 5G is coming. Oh, you're just going to love this. This is going to be like, God, I wish I would never watched his show. This is why you need these. Okay? So you need this. You need this. And if you don't want these, go find something else. But good luck. This is a Tesla fluorine lens. Tesla invented it. And it takes that blue light and it turns it into healing light that actually heals my brain and my eyes. So we'll get to the eye thing in a second. Here's the deal. So we know that blue light poisoning causes cataracts, glaucoma, acute macular degeneration, detached retina, burning eyes, dry eyes, but it doesn't happen till the eyes till it's already happening to your brain, especially with cataracts. When your brain is on fire, your brain creates the cataract to try to stop the blue light from coming in and poisoning your brain. So what are you going to do to eliminate the blue light? Are you going to buy Teslas? Blue blockers don't do it. You got to change the actual light frequency into healing frequency. So if you don't want these, go find others. These Teslas are on for 10% off. Yes, they're expensive, but they're worth. You can put these on and feel a calm peace come out over you just instantaneously. I'll put my reputation on it. Now, whether you believe this or not, do your own homework, because what do I know? Here's the deal. 5G is going to damage two things more than anything else. And what's that? It's going to make men sterile. It's going to make little kids sterile. Yeah, and there's 5G. They're putting 5G in all the schools. Tell me they're not. There's 5G going to be in people's homes. And guess what? It's going to destroy the swimmers. And so they're going to sterilize the male population. There's the depopulation. And so there's those two balls. What about these eyeballs? Well, guess what? There's two things that 5G is going to knock out. Eyeballs and testicles. And it's going to do a lot of other things. It knocks out the good bacteria on your skin and in your body, 5G. Don't believe me, go do the science. So now we got the blue light, which we know damages the brain, damages the eyes, and people have blue light poisoning. Now put the 5G together with that, and we've got trouble in River City, don't we? So if you get the humic, you'll have to get silver bullet spray. Why? You can read about it. But we know that silver creates an environment that helps bad bugs not take over. And then if you get fulvic eye drops, right here, bright eyes, and you'll want to put the silver in your eyes, start off with 1 twice a day, but you'll go to 3 times a day of this and 3 times a day of this. I do it all the time. I used to wear glasses, believe it or not, up until I was in my 20s. I no longer wear glasses. Why is that? Okay? So do those 2 things. Get this. You'll also want to do, if you've got a cataract problem, oops, I better not do that. If you've got a cataract problem, you're going to want to start clapping. I know you think this is crazy. You'll want to start clapping, and you'll get a clapper. Oh, our clappers are in, guys. We just got 300 clappers in. I am starting the clapping course, masterclass. And just so you know, here's the deal. When I do this clapping class, there's going to be about 12, 13 classes. I haven't decided yet, but I don't think we're going to be putting it online because there's people that understand this, and then there's people that think I'm just totally lost it. Understand something. A healthy person can clap, and all they do is going to show red. That's increased circulation. If you have like a wine color, then we know there's blood poisoning, tissue disease in there. Okay. If it goes purple, we know you're sicker. If it goes black, you're in big trouble. So anyways, that's not because you broke any vessels. I'm sorry. The best diagnosis, personal diagnosis in the world is a clapper. It's going to tell you what's going on. This is your heart and lung meridian. If you clap here and it goes bluish, black, purple, brown, green spots. I talk about that in the clapping your lungs and heart for health, and it's in the do-it-yourself videos on YouTube. So you can watch that, see if you're interested. There's only 300. Guess what? We ordered 1,000. What I did was I ordered 500. They were gone in 8 days. Go figure. So people are getting into this. You know, take your power back. All right? Remember something. It's all about circulation. How are you going to get your circulation going? You got all these physical blocks in your joints. You got scar tissue. You got fibroids. You got tumors. You got arthritis. You got colitis. You got constipation. How are you going to take this back? Who's going to help you? Nobody. You're going to have to help yourself. I can't do anything for you. I can show you how to do things, but that's about it. Okay. Let me just go back here. It takes a second to find this. My apologies. Okay. Bear with me. Can cataracts be cleared without surgery? I'll tell you right now, there's a gentleman, and he is actually 82 years old, okay? And he's 82 years old, and his cataracts have come down about 40% in about 6 months using exactly what I said, plus a Bioptron full spectrum light. Go take a look on my website under EMF/light. That's where you're going to find all of this EMF and light products and energy medicine products, okay? All right. Can I get the charger for my phone? It's going to die. Okay. Take the off the there. All right. So can anything be done for sleep apnea? Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you again, the best thing for sleep apnea is actually stop worrying, stop stressing. And that is the truth. Also tell Tara not to send any more for a while. Okay, that's the best thing for sleep apnea. And please don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be Mr. Sales Pitch. Up until I think midnight tonight, it's $500 off. This is called a Navicin. They are expensive. It's $4,000. But this here will teach you how to get into a parasympathetic state, especially if you're a stressor. I tell people to do it like 4 times a day to even 6 times a day, because people do not know how to go into a parasympathetic state. They're in a sympathetic state because their family never calmed down. You can only be what you're taught, okay? Anyway, so this here will increase the circulation in the body by 66%. No other system does that. This increases the microcirculation in the human body by 100% more than any other energy medicine device on the planet. This is my go-to. This is the one. And you put your hand in, it warms up, and it has this vibration. You have a heating system in your hands and feet, and it works off of that. And it flushes the heat and the frequency to the areas of blockages in your body, but it also kicks in the parasympathetic state, which is your healing state. You can only heal in the parasympathetic state, not in a sympathetic state. So guess what? How stressed have you been lately? So if you're not at least 85% of the day in a peaceful parasympathetic state, then you are in a sick state. You get that? So if you're not feeling calm, peace, courage, faith in yourself in the future, it's not a good situation. So anyways, we tell people to do this for sleep apnea. Also look at doing belly button therapy. Go look at the video. It's in the do-it-yourself videos on YouTube. It's not expensive. Find out why when you do belly button therapy, you trigger the vagus nerve and you dump. Guess what you dump? 70% of your serotonin, 50% of your dopamine into your body within 5 minutes. You will be able to actually stretch 25% more. You can't even do that when you do yoga. That's how powerful chemicals and hormones are. Okay? The other thing is when you go to bed, think about all the things you want to see in your life, and then do the Lionheart breathing, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. Okay? And just know that you got this. You've got to change your mind. If you don't change your mind, you're never going to change your life. Okay? All right, is there a problem? Which one's camera 2? All right. Okay, all right. Oh, don't you just love this stuff? Camera 1, camera 2. Okay, 1 second, please. I'll find my place again. Okay, can anything be done for sleep apnea? Those are the most important things, but understand something. If you don't get off of dairy, you don't get off of sugar, you don't get off of flour products, and if you don't if you don't stop triggering your freak out every day, okay? So we all run programs, okay? So understand something. The program I run now is different than the one I ran 15 years ago, I'll tell you that much. The program I run now is, okay, let's just stay calm. See, let's figure this out. Not, okay, what the hell's going on here? Oh my God. And even if I'm not saying it out loud, I'm going in my mind with that. Okay? Understand something. I probably had today probably a half a dozen or more, okay? And please don't get me wrong, but women that were totally stressed out. Now understand something. It's not just about women. Men suppress their emotions. That's why they're the ones with the heart attacks. Okay? That's why they get more strokes. Okay? Because they suppress their emotions. But the reality is this. It's all about your beliefs. If you could just believe me, that send an email to quickstart@docofdetox.com. I'm going to give you my Braveheart class for free. It's a master class. If you don't want to bite off the whole thing, then just go into my library and watch the Braveheart 12 Loving Steps. And if you're married or you have a partner, then do the couples connection. And for the first time, look into each other's eyes for more than 3 seconds, would you? Like, do it for 10 minutes every day. For 10 minutes every day for 33 days. Watch how your relationship changes. Get yourself some Love Band Life Bands from my website. 321 I Got This. You can read about why this will change your life. Do the mirror work. Let yourself know. Apologize about the way you've been treating yourself, and then tell yourself you're going to love, respect, and protect yourself and honor yourself from this moment on and every moment from now on. I bet you can't do it because you've been programmed to hate yourself. That's not true. I don't hate myself. Well, there's only hate and love on this planet. Every one of the negative feelings come under hate. All the positive ones come under love. End of story. And guess what? Love is not the answer. Love is just an ingredient. Self-love is the answer. And then shine your light, and then get your voice out, and then show your family how to love themselves so that you can love each other. You can't give what you haven't got. Okay. How can I get a consultation? Brooklyn. Just go on to Doc of Detox, click on consultations, and then it'll guide you through. Brooklyn, my extension is number 5. After you've had your consultation, call me up and tell me what you think. And understand something. There's always going to be somebody here for you. All right? And we're going to get to know you. And I mean that. We are going to how do you do that? How do you get to know us? Well, I have 5 master consultants. And guess what? I get to look at every case history that comes in before they do the consult on you. We talk about it. And then we have meetings twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 1 hour, talking about certain people and how we can all get together to help you. I'm not kidding. It's teamwork that makes this dream work, okay? Melissa, when you detox, could the toxins in your body form tumors instead of leaving the body through sweat, urine, and feces? No way. No way. So are you talking about proper detox? Okay, first of all, if you're going to do like an advanced water fast, I hope that you're going to get on the perfect day and do the daily cleansing tea, the tummy love, the fulvic, and the black gold, and you're going to call up at least for some tips from us and make sure that we're going to get the cork out of where we need to get it out of so there's a flow. So yeah, if I had a jar and I wanted to clean the jar out and forgot to take the lid off, okay, I'm going to feel sick, but I'm not going to cause actual cancer to grow. What causes the cancer to grow is I don't think I'm going to get well. I just can't find anybody to help me. I don't want chemo. I don't want radiation. I don't want surgery. What am I going to do? Well, God, nobody in your family knows what to do. We've all been given a manual that's dysfunctional. Until you know how to look after your body, you are in, it's roll the dice. I'm not telling you not to go for chemo, radiation, surgery. I'm not telling you. There will come a time, too, if you don't look after yourself, you're going to need them. Because the medical system is for 911 emergencies. But if you use them and you're not an emergency, you could turn out to be one. Use nature. I didn't say me. You use nature. Go back to nature. Find your nature. You know what? The less nature you have around you, the less healing you're going to have, and the sicker you're going to be. So while everybody's freaking out, we've got people that are saying conspiracy. There's no conspiracy. We're on our 5th extinction here, and we're going that way. And if you don't believe that there's something not evil crawling around on this planet that is living off our pain and suffering, then what, you just got here? Okay? All right, this is a life-challenging, threatening, fun-filled adventure if you know the rules. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. If you're following our guidelines, you'll always be fine. You will be. It's the law. It's the law. Universal law, nature's law. Follow those, you're fine. It's the law. Dr. Wolfe, I've been experiencing swelling on both of my ankles and tops of my feet. What can I do about that? Well, you're jammed up in your bowels. You've backed up your liver, and now your kidneys are overworked. Okay? And if it goes on for a long time, we're going to actually tax the heart. Okay? I would get a consult. All right? If you're not happy with it, get a refund. That's all I can tell you. You know, people go, well, just give me one quick answer. I really appreciate everybody's questions. But, you know, with this, if you've got swelling on your feet, then we know that, okay, first of all, if you've got swelling in your feet, then we know that you've got like physical blocks in your organs. Not one, but a few. It's called water retention. And the water can't, and the fluid in your body can't even rotate properly because there's too many physical blocks. How long is the Bodyguard and Protector good for? Ever. They don't need to be replaced because you have to understand something. Just like, you know, it's like, it's for one thing, it's called radionics. And the energy is being put into all the protectors, all the bodyguards, all the guardians, all the defenders continually. And when a new bug comes up or a new chemical or there's something that we need to be protected from, okay, so I know this is the part where I lose some people, and they actually will tell me too that up until this point it was okay, but now now I'm into something weird or evil. And that's this. Just like that light is giving off light and energy, okay? Just like 5G is going to give off energy that's going to hurt people. Why can't we give off energy that's going to help people? No, that's not how it works, Dr. Wolfe. It's just 5G will hurt people all around the world. But, you know, what are you kidding me? There's good energy and there's bad energy. There's people that are doing really good things with energy, like Peter Webb. Watch Peter Webb's show on Wednesday and then come and do Q&A with us. Challenge the heck out of us. Okay. Does water fasting help with bladder infections? Absolutely. But, you know, with a bladder infection, you need to understand something. You got the bladder infection because you got the bowel jam up. So here's the deal. So, this week, I'm shooting, I don't know exactly when, because my videographer, he had a thing happen in his family. So this week, what's going to happen is I'm going to shoot about prostate problems, and then I'm going to do one on pelvic problems for men and pelvic problems for women. And I'm going to shoot that this week, and I'm going to go through, and when I talk about prostate, because I did this thing on prostate back last week. I did a one a day. It was 15 minutes one a day. And I'm going to actually show a table, show what we do, go through the whole routine of what we do to reverse things like bladder, prostate, okay, and colon problems, everything just in the pelvis. Because actually, all prostate problems, all bladder problems, 99.9% of them are all about the bowel. Oh yeah, but I go to the washroom. Yeah, but it's what's not coming out, what you're absorbing, because the last part of your large intestine comes down like this and goes like this, and then you've got the rectum right here, and you've got 4 inches right here. Well, this 4 inches right here, what do you think you got sitting out front here? You got your prostate and your bladder, and you get a prostate sandwich. Now, if a person doesn't empty out properly and they do that and they feel like a little bit more could come out but it doesn't, and they're reabsorbing that waste, they've had hemorrhoids and they've had constipation, they've had diarrhea, they've had diverticulitis, colitis, okay, they've had a fistula, all these things happen, right? Internal hemorrhoids, external. Okay, understand something. That last 4 inches, yeah, well, guess what? Most bowel cancers are in the first 4 inches. Oh, there you go, constipation. So we know that prostate problems, bladder problems, ovarian problems, fallopian tube, thickening of the uterus, endometriosis, it's all caused because of the large intestine. I can prove it. And I will meet any doctor, anytime, anywhere on my show. Love to have you. And let's debate it out. I'll tell my story, and then you tell your story, and then you tell me about why people get tumors and scar tissue in their abdomen and their pelvis, and I'll tell you why I believe they do, and how we can actually reverse any of it, and why we don't have to do 911 emergency unless it is an emergency if we just gave people their power back. So I'm not out to cause trouble. I'm out to cause health. And the only way we're going to do that is if we get everybody out there understanding the laws of healing, the laws of detoxification. And you're not going to get that out there. Okay. We're almost there. Whew. Let me see here. Patricia, I only drink water, coffee, milk, and some juices. I do not drink any soft drinks. I have a question. Can coffee make your hair come out if you drink too much coffee? Please and thank you. Well, we know that coffee doesn't give you energy. It actually stimulates the liver to produce energy. Now, so juices, if they're fruit juices, nobody should drink fruit juices except lemon and lime. Did you get that? Nobody should drink fruit juices. Okay, it's bad for you. Too much sugar, and if you're buying them, then they're pasteurized. They're just putrid. You couldn't give it to me. Milk. Milk is an inflammatory product, and milk is the main inflammatory product for cancer, autoimmune diseases, and inflammation in the body. Nobody should be drinking milk. Okay, why cow's milk? Well, we looked out there and we said, wow, we need to find something with a big udder because we like milk. Oh, there's a cow. Let's get the cow, right? So the reality is when you're a baby, you drink your mother's milk. Within days of not drinking your mother's milk anymore, you stop making an enzyme that will digest milk. End of story. And guess what? After you're weaned, you're not supposed to be drinking milk, and cow's milk is for calves. Thank you very much. And the Dairy Board has been pushing it down our throats and paying off the government for years. Do your research. Okay. Now, the hair coming out, yes, stress on the liver, definitely. But understand, not everybody that has stress on their liver lose their hair. So let's take stress, a very stressful life, and I'm stressing my liver, and the thing that really goes after the liver is hate. Not that I hate my husband, but I hate my job. I hate the way life is. I hate that I can't figure that out. I hate that I can't heal my mother. So this all gets stored. If there's not a conclusion or an answer, it gets stored in the liver. Now, that's on that level. So the reality is we know stress will cause hair to go gray because we eat up the minerals in the body and we put ourselves in shock. We know that we'll lose hair when we stress ourselves on a continual basis. And then when we bring things in like juices and milk, not a good thing. And coffee, very acidic. So if you're going to make coffee, you want to put the black gold, which is this, in your coffee grounds. So grind your coffee and then put like a level tablespoon of black gold in the where the drip comes through on the coffee. That's really going to help. And then get yourself a structure unit and structure the coffee. And guess what? You just neutralize the negative effects. So, I don't know. I do the black gold and the structure not because of coffee, because I do it because it's healthy. But now, if you want a really healthy coffee, do it that way. And also, if you're losing your hair, if you get yourself an Avicen or you do clapping, I'm going to show all of this, okay? So in the clapping, I'm going to be talking about how to get your hair back, and I'm going to show everything that you do. And understand, my hair is just getting thicker, and I'll be 64 in 8 weeks. So you can actually get all your hair back through clapping, and you don't have to do the Avicen, but the Avicen is amazing for that and turning your hair back to the regular color. And also by using our hair restore, along with mixing hair restore with moringa oil, a little bit of cayenne. I'll be talking about how to do that, and I'll be showing that. And with these 3 things, and also skin brushing, but not going like this. I showed it the other day when I was doing the fasting Q&A, and you go in here and you vibrate. And this is a really tough skin brush that you use on your body, and you vibrate it to stimulate your hair first, your scalp, and then what you do is you do the clapping, and then you put the hair restore with the cayenne and the moringa in where you're losing the hair, and then you do the Avicen. I'll be going through all of that and showing it, though. I'm actually going to do it, and all this will be up in the do-it-yourself videos. Sherry, hello, Dr. Darrell. My daughter tends to have very cold hands, feet, and are often extremely wet. Okay, so guess what? She's freaked right out. So she's terrorized. Something terrorized her. Mommy, daddy, what's going on? Are you terrorizing each other or yourself? Because your daughter's terrorized. And guess what? The hands are wet, the hands are cold. Okay, that's kidneys. So her kidneys are getting the living crap kicked out of it, and she's dumping adrenaline into her body. Now the adrenals sit on top of the kidneys like a cap, okay? And she's frying those adrenals out right now. And she's probably not drinking enough water. And when you get like this, you crave flour and sugar products, which even makes it worse. So now your daughter is going to become an anxiety adrenaline junkie, okay? So that will be her rush. Instead of bliss and joy and the dose, which is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and growth hormones, she'll be going for histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol, because we want to get our buzz from somewhere, all right? So, you know, depending on her age, if she's a teenager, I can understand. Teenage girls today have been terrorized by society, so I would get her a consultation with, I really would, and sit in on it, and then tell us if we know what we're talking about. Let's see here. Nellie, what do you recommend for hot flashes, insomnia? Well, okay, so you're going through a change of life. So a hot flash is a mini fever. Okay, I get it. So you know what? Want to take the pot off the burner? Let's do it. Okay, insomnia, you're frying your nervous system out. Why are you doing that? Because you haven't gone in, and when you're going through the change of life, if you don't go in and do a colon cleanse, liver cleanse, okay, and clean up your diet, because what women do not realize is when they have their period every month, they're getting rid of the worst toxins in the body. That's your God sent, so that you can have a really good place for the baby to live, right, in your tummy. So all the toxins are coming out. So now without the period and getting rid of all those toxins, guess what? It's overload. Your liver's backed up, your colon's backed up. So, you know, you want to get rid of the hot flashes? Start drinking structured water, enough of it. Get on a whole plant-based diet. Get the daily cleansing tea, Tummy Love, Black Gold, and do the ultimate coffee enema, and you won't even know what a hot flash is. You can also get Divine Vine to help to balance that out. And the other thing that's really remarkable is our infinite iodine. It's tens of thousands of times smaller than Pico. It's the most amazing iodine on the planet. It's more of a gas than it is a liquid. Nothing can touch it. And also take a look at our Sinonian minerals, because the problem is, whether you're talking about gray hair, whether you're talking about nervous system burnout, hot flashes, the minerals are being burnt up. Remember, minerals get burnt up with inflammation. Minerals get burnt up with pain. Minerals get burnt up with disease. Minerals get burnt up when you're not at ease. So take a look at our Sinonium mineral product. You'll see it in our Perfect Day Guide. It's got 147 different nutrients in it. It's the most complete mineral formula on the planet. All right. There's other things I would do. I would always get a consult. Then you've got a coach working for you all the time. I mean, you'll never call us and we'll never be upset with you for calling us too much. Legia, is belly button therapy for adults only? How young? Anybody can do belly button therapy. Anybody can do our products. Okay? These are not drugs. Teaching your child how to do belly button therapy and do it with your child. Do everything you can. Skin brushing, salt glow. Teach your children how to love, respect, and honor themselves. That's what I'd be doing. All right, we made it with the online ones. I will try to do a couple here, but I think it's a wrap. Okay. Actually, it's 5 o'clock, everybody. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to find out anybody else that has questions, put them in, and if we have like 15 questions, I will take those 15 plus the 15 I have here, and I will tomorrow on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I'll put it up and I'll tell you in my one-a-day tomorrow exactly what day this week, and I'll do another Q&A. I want everybody to get their questions answered, especially in this time right now. I want everybody to, just have the best chance at finding peace and harmony. You know what? I don't want to upset anybody by things I say, because I really want you to get it. At the end of the day, I don't want to be right. I want to be happy. I want you to be happy. I will go in there and purposely stir your subconscious up, give you a little poke, right? Say it like it is. But just know this. What do you want me to be? Weak or strong? Courageous or fearful? I can't do that. And understand something. For every person that says to me, I don't like your tone, I don't like the way you talk, I have at least quadruple that every day that say, you saved my life. Thank you. I appreciate you. So understand, I walk, like I said, a wire. It's like taking people and taking them to the cliff to let them see how far they're going to drop. And I'm not going to push you over. But I want to show you where you're going. And understand something. Do you think life's going to be different for you? Take a look at your mother and your father. Take a look at the rest of the relatives that think, eat, and drink like you. Will it be exactly the same? No. But are you going to have to pay? Yes, you are. Life is like a Visa card. Unless you're making daily payments to this beautiful vehicle so that we could come down here and have this earth experience, then guess what? That Visa card's going to get cut up. So this is the only reason why I have these Q&As, is to give everybody a chance to opt into self-love, self-care, self-protect, self-honor, self-respect. And remember something, like I said, you can't give what you're not. And understand something. If you truly loved yourself, you wouldn't be sick. Now, do you do this on a conscious level? No, you've been subconsciously programmed. Look at how so many people have done it differently. Look at how we've all come to fight with each other. I had a lady tell me that she was praying that I get the COVID. That's how much she likes me. And I told her, pray all you want, I'm not going to get it, but I'll pray that you never do. I don't know why we should let the elite have us tear each other apart. Because united we stand, divided we fall. Okay? So let's stand together by standing apart. I'm not doing it. I'm never doing it. Just know something. That which created the universe loves you. And that man is a manipulator. and that, what's going down right now has been strategized for at least a couple hundred years. That's my personal opinion. Believe what you want, and welcome to the game. Have a beautiful night. Have the best night of your life, and until tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. God bless. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.